Hey everyone. In today's video, I'm going to be looking at the question about who should really be thinking about majoring in music at college. I know a lot of you are studying music, maybe on the AP Music Theory exam, and are also considering going to college to study music for a degree. As somebody who's had about 15 years of experience working with college students as an instructor or professor at a university, I think I have a lot of kind of perspective here in terms of the kinds of students who tend to do really well and make good use of a degree in music, and some students who actually really shouldn't be there for music altogether. So we're going to talk about that in today's video, hopefully have a candid discussion about this. So let's get into it. Okay, so first, just a little bit about me. I went to college right after high school for music. I went to Lawrence University Conservatory Music, first to study percussion performance, and then I added on theory and composition. This was an amazing experience that I had. I loved conservatory. It was the only thing I could imagine doing at the time, and it was what I wanted to be spending all of my time doing. When I was 18 years old, I had dreams of being a concert percussionist. And as I went through college, those dreams kind of shifted a little bit. And I started thinking, well, actually, what I really want to be doing is composing music, especially music for movies. And that was always so exciting for me. The whole process was exciting for me. And so just to be really upfront, I wouldn't change a thing about that experience. I will say, though, that there were some unexpected consequences of this decision that I made when I was 18 years old. I think the biggest consequence from that decision was how much my identity really got wrapped up in this idea of being a professional musician. In a lot of ways, going to school for music really put me on a path to the career that I ultimately enjoy today. But it also closed off some doors. It eliminated options in my mind because I was convinced that this was the only path for me. Fast forward 20 years later, I am teaching at a Midwest university, teaching music theory and composition. I love my job and I love getting to work with students. But I have seen all kinds of students come through the university at all levels. And I guess I want to talk a little bit about those students, the students that I see who are clearly meant to be music majors, and some students who, as heartbreaking as it is, don't make it through the program, or they make it through by the skin of their teeth and have a lot of regrets afterward, aren't able to get work, or don't want to be musicians anymore. And so what I'm trying to do here in this video is help you make the decision about whether going to school for music is right for you. So first, let's talk about the profile of the student for whom majoring in music is undoubtedly the right decision. These are students who have an unwavering passion for music. And by passion, I don't mean they're just really interested in it. I don't mean they just profess to love it so much. But having passion about music means that you really want to be spending all of your time doing this. The students that I've seen come through my university as my advisees and my students that really love what they're doing cannot do anything else. If you're one of those students, an 18-year-old perhaps, who is absolutely dead set on a career as a musician and cannot imagine doing anything else, then I think getting a major in music makes a lot of sense. This is training, very focused, probably more focused than anything you've ever experienced. And it is essential for growth as a performer, as a composer, as an educator, to have that kind of one-on-one mentorship with your professors. You can't get it really anywhere else. And so if you're going to make the decision to go to college at all for anything, I think you really ought to know that you want it. Now, I mentioned earlier how going to college for music can have the effect of cementing or crystallizing your identity as a musician. And I want to say that These days, I think people tend to make their living through a variety of means. So, as much as you might identify as a musician, remember to keep an open mind about the things that you could be doing that maybe enrich your life, give your life meaning, and things that can also pay the bills. There is another kind of student for whom I think being a music major is okay, but is one of many good options for them. I'm talking about students who come to the university and are really in this exploratory stage. They really liked choir or band in high school, and really what they just want to do is continue to do that. Now, some of these students really do okay. And if you're one of those students who is kind of on the fence, it's possible that getting a major in music is the right thing for you. But I just want to say a few things about this kind of student. First of all, a lot of these students who end up majoring in music and don't have that kind of unwavering passion that I mentioned before tend to see college as an inevitability. And it is an essential thing that you just do after you finish high school. This used to be the case for so many people, but I think it's becoming more and more of a reasonable option to take some time off after high school. Think about what it is you really want to do. College is expensive. It doesn't matter where you go. Obviously, state schools are going to be more affordable than some of the private institutions and conservatories. But no matter how you cut it, this is a period of your life where you're not making a lot of money and you've got this added expense of tuition and books and all of the other things that come with being a full-time student. So I guess what I want to say about this is that if you're an academically strong student, then you're probably going to be okay, no matter what major you take. And it makes sense for some of these students to pursue music if that feels like the thing that they can be the most successful with at college. There are some really good data that show that people with a college degree actually do make significantly more money. I think the number is something like 86% more if you have a college degree than if you only have a high school diploma. The thing about getting a college degree is that it just opens so many doors for people. And you develop a lot of skills outside of your particular discipline. So I have seen those kinds of students that get a major in music, they do fine, and they leave the university and they go on to do work outside of music. Some of them are, get really great jobs with a bank, or some of them are doing kind of arts administration or music adjacent kind of work. I don't think it's about their musical ability. I think this is simply a matter of what they want their lifestyle to be like and how much tolerance they have to wait for that kind of thing. Now, some students come in with this kind of attitude and they leave and they regret it because the expectation in their mind was that a music major would result in a really lucrative career as a musician. And that is simply not going to be the case for most students. If this is something that's really important to you, having a secure job after college, then being a music major is not necessarily the safest pathway towards that. And again, it's okay to take some time off after high school, maybe take classes at a community college, see where your interests really are before making that decision to be a student. All right, now we have to talk about those kinds of students that I've seen who really should not be music majors. And this is a tough one for me because as a professor, I really enjoy working with all of my students, regardless of ability level. But I see certain students who are having such a hard time, and it makes me wonder why they've decided to be a student at all at this time in their life. So the kind of student that I'm talking about is the kind of student who has significant challenges outside of their academic life. I've seen students with crippling depression, students who are dealing with really significant tragedies in their lives. And students who really don't have any kind of support system whatsoever outside of their professors. Now, as painful as it is for me to say this, I wish these students would drop out. And the reason I say that is because you need to focus. You need to prioritize on your personal well-being, because nothing that you do as a student will help you overcome those deep problems that might be happening in your life. If you are going through something, then what I think is really important is that you put on hold things like going to college and just get the help you need so that you can recover and then be in a position to really excel. These students often don't make it through their degrees, and they end up feeling like a failure or having a lot of shame that they carry with them. Now, having said that, I have had students who have come back after years taking some time off to deal with their deep personal issues. And when those students are able to succeed and finally overcome the significant challenges in their lives, it is pretty amazing to see what their life becomes after getting that degree. So I'm interested in hearing from you. Is there anything that I'm missing about students who really should or shouldn't be going to college to study music? Are you one of the students from any of these categories who is maybe on the fence or thinking about going to college and wondering whether it's right for you? Put it in the comments below and I will respond to you. And if you got any value out of this video, please do give it a thumbs up. All right, thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you next time.